Well, I thought we lost to a team tonight that really made big plays at critical times, and I thought ultimately that was the difference in the game. Both teams played fairly well, but I just thought UNCW really did a nice job of when the game got tight and we took the lead early in the second half, late in the second half. They stepped up and made plays. They got themselves to the foul line. I thought their guards played terrific all night long. K.K. Simmons and Adam Smith had terrific games for freshmen to really control the tempo and step up and make big shots and executed well down the stretch. And ultimately, they got themselves to the foul line, and that was the difference in the game.
What happened to John Lee once he started out the game? 3 for 3 from distance, just kind of disappeared for the rest of the first half.
Yeah, we asked John to do an awful lot, and we asked him to guard players like Adam Smith and K.K. Simmons. We asked him to bring the ball up. We asked him to get other people involved, run the club, be the brains of the operation. And sometimes I think guys don't understand how difficult that can be at times, mentally and physically, especially when you have to expend some energy chasing guys around screens on the defensive end. And that, can lead to some sporadic things. But I thought John played really well. As always, he gives maximum effort, and you can never fault him for that. He just had a couple of errors in the second half that I thought, were uncharacteristic of him.
You guys made a run when Rendleman was sitting with those 4 fouls.
Right.
What changed when you came back?
Well, he's a terrific player. I think he's one of the best post players in the league. He's a double-double guy night in and night out. He plays with great passion. He's a terrific offensive rebounder, and he carves out space on the low block. I think he did a great job of getting himself to the foul line, and he made his foul shots. He was 7 for 8 tonight, and when they needed big baskets, he got either a quality attempt, an N1, or got himself to the line. And he's an experienced player, and I think, in my opinion, one of the better post players in the league.
I think it was like a 5-point game. You guys had Quincy ahead on the break with a chance to make it a one-possession game. What did you see on that play?
I thought we had 2 plays. Joel had one ahead of the field, and Quincy had one ahead of the field, and they were both empty trips. And, those are plays, if you're going to win that type of game, you have to convert. Either get yourself to the foul line or finish the basket. And those were 2 plays that they sap your energy too when you don't convert those plays. We needed those. When you have an opportunity for easy baskets, you got to make good. And those were 2 missed opportunities for us tonight.
You were able to control the tempo for most of the first half, then Wilmington really pushed it ahead the second half.
Started the second half. They went up 7, and that's always a concern coming out. And I think it was just a matter of them kind of making shots and us mishandling the ball a little bit. They did score off our turnovers. We didn't have a bunch of turnovers tonight. We were 14, which is relatively good for this squad. But based on the stats sheet, they had 21 points off turnovers. And when you get 21 points off the turnovers and you put them to the line 26 times, that's a tough combination. And I was proud of the way we battled back and took the lead in the second half. But Adam, as you said, I think you got to make those easy basket plays if you're going to ultimately come back and win that game.
Still just lack of production from your bench. Thought it looks like 5 points.
Yeah, I mean, today was, they played a 3-guard lineup, which, and we play with usually a bigger wing, Quincy on the wing, but it kind of depleted our depth on the perimeter. And John and Joel started out well and made some shots, and so when they're going good, you want to ride them a little bit. I thought Alwyn Bigby played really well tonight. He only had 5 points, but he had a couple of great hustle plays and did a nice job defensively. So those 3 guys were kind of locked in, and Alwyn's more of a defensive stopper than a scorer for us. So it was really tough to find a situation to leave those guys off the floor for long periods of time. And it wasn't one of the case that our bench did anything wrong. I think it was the guys in the game And then you get late in the game, those guys are warm. It's theirs to win it or lose it. You know, unfortunately, we came up a little short.
How was the team feeling coming after those 2 wins?
You know, you know, we know we're grateful for the W's. We know we can play better. And I think even tonight, you know, I was pleased with the effort, not happy with the results. But you know, we're still a work in progress, and you know, we're still shifting roles, and we have some freshmen playing big minutes for us and in big spots, and you know, we just have to get better at closing games, but I do think UNCW's a little bit underrated based on the preseason polls. I think you're going to see this team really perform as we go through the league schedule. They got some great guard play, and as I said, I think they got one of the best post players in the league. Right.
Bill, I know you felt like you did a really good job on Smith for a long time, and then it just seemed like he was able to. What was he able to do differently in that last 6 or 8 months when they were having trouble?
You know, we had a couple of defensive lapses, and for a young player, I was really impressed with his ability to capitalize on that. When you know, when you're playing a offensively gifted player, as he is, you really can't take your eyes off him. You can't give him any space. If there's a ball screen, you can't peek at the ball screen. He's great at refusing it. He's got a great stop and start shiftiness to his game where he can draw fouls and get you to raise up. So he got himself to the foul line. He made a couple of great reads off baseline screens, very, very quick, and you really can't give him any separation. And unfortunately, anytime I thought we did a great job on him for 90% of the game, and then you know, he capitalized on every mistake that we made defensively. So credit to him. You got to tip your hat. He had a great night.
Did you want to make him more of a driver and run him off the three-point
Yeah,
line?
I mean, I think you have to. And we tried different guys on him, gave him different looks, either a quicker, smaller guy or a bigger guy with length. But he's got great presence about him, and he's got great composure. So, and I think he showed that down the stretch.
A lot has been written about him and will be, but you've seen UNC Wilmington the last few years is that their front court seems they're winning that battle in the paint that they weren't able to win in the past.
I just can't be more impressed with Keith Rendell, man. I just think he goes about his business. He's in workman fashion. You know, he carves out the block. He plays physical. He's got quickness, and he just competes. And when you have a guy that can give you a low post anchor, both from a scoring standpoint, a defensive standpoint, and a rebounding standpoint, and then you add some perimeter shooting to that, you got a makings of a really good team.